Hello, I'm Fulton County Commissioner William Bill Edwards. Welcome to the South Fulton Good Things Show. Today we are delighted to have as our guest the elegant, talented, renowned jazz singer, Miss Myrna Clayton. Myrna, welcome to Fulton County Good Things Show.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it.
Now, I've known you a long time, and
Yes.
when I first met you, you were singing.
Yes.
Tell us about where you're from. You know, how do you get into your profession and things of that nature?
Well, I'm originally from Alabama, but grew up first grade and up here in Atlanta. Went to Oglethorpe Elementary School, Peyton Forest Elementary School, Sutton Middle School, and Northside High School.
Well, you know, you're a phenomenal singer. You know,
Thank
you've been
you.
singing around Atlanta for long, and you were also at one of our first concerts at Wolf Creek.
I sure was. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, someone told me they saw my picture in the back area back there. They took a picture of it and sent it to me.
Yeah, it is back there.
Yeah.
At what point in your life did you think that you realized that you had the gift to sing?
You know, Bill, I've been singing since I was 5 years old in church, and I used to kind of try to imitate Minnie Riperton, but I realized that I could sing actually when I was in college at Alabama A&M University. I was singing with the choir as well as with the jazz band, and I noticed how people responded to my singing, how it made them feel, and then ultimately how it made me feel. So it's at that point that I really realized that I had a gift.
What impact did, say, your mentors have, you know, on this gift you have of singing? And who were your mentors?
Well, you know, I had a lot of advisors and mentors. Their mentoring was probably a little different for me than maybe most think of mentors. They were wonderfully providers of constructive criticism. They would advise me and tell me things that I needed to do to improve what I was doing. And through that, I was able to really kind of mold into the style that I have today. Loved entertaining, loved following artists like Nancy Wilson, Lena Horne, loved watching back in the day Sammy Davis Jr. when I was little, really wanted to entertain.
You know, you mentioned molding. How did you come about molding your style, and what is that style in your words? What do you think your style is?
You know what, I love engaging audiences. I love touching them, even if I can't physically touch them. It is not unusual, as you know, for me to go into the audience and touch them. I love people having an experience. I truly like to entertain. I really like to entertain, and so those ones that I modeled myself after really were entertainers and just love touching them, touching the audience, engaging with the audience.
You know, we've come a long ways at Wolf Creek since the time you were there.
Oh my gosh,
it
is fabulous out there.
Yeah, we put the stage out front, and we'd build it up, and then we sit out in the middle of a field and have a great time. And I remember you being on that concert series, and it was a very good time. Did you imagine
opened for the Manhattans.
Open for the Manhattans.
That's right.
Did you believe we'd be where we are today?
You know what? Yeah, because it was an awesome concept, and it was been implemented very well. Obviously, the folks like it because they show up there. As a matter of fact, the last time I was there, it was such a line. Oh my gosh, it's like y'all put the police folks to work out there because they are definitely directed. I mean, there's always a line out there whenever y'all are having something.
Good. Now, you know, your audiences is not just here in the United States, but you've done some things abroad.
Yes.
What do you see the big difference in the audience here and when you would have abroad?
Well, as a jazz singer, they really appreciate. They appreciate all forms of American music, but they really appreciate jazz, and that show of appreciation is really much the difference compared to. I think we take things for granted here. Here in the States, we have an appreciation, a love for what we have, but we're always looking for what's next, what's next, what's next. Where over there, they may not have what's next, so they appreciate it while they got it.
Yeah, I hear the same thing from Jean Carn when she comes home. And Jean does a lot of stuff overseas and abroad. Now, you know, you have, you know, your career has been great, but you have a passion for what is called underserved audiences. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Underserved communities really don't have a presence in the arts industry or the entertainment industry. The nonprofit that we started, Able To, really saw that as a need, and because of that, we are forming and doing different kind of unique things to try to change that, to make it where they are represented and they have a presence in terms of being able to experience and participate, have the opportunity to participate in arts and entertainment, as well as be able to just enjoy as a part of the audience.
There's a significance about that term, able to.
Yes.
What is that significance?
Able to is a functional name. It means you're able to do what you need to do, but when you see the spelling is ABEL and the number 2. And it really means that we are the second Abel. Abel in the Bible, his sacrifice was acceptable to the Lord, and so we're wanting to make sure that our sacrifices are acceptable.
Well, that's great. You have another project, I think it's called the Embodied Ensemble.
Voices Embodied
Voices
Ensemble.
Embodied Ensemble. Can you
Yes,
tell
and
me
actually,
about
Voices Embodied Ensemble is a show-style ensemble that Able to created, which is really designed to showcase the talent of singers who are disabled but have awesome voices.
You know, you've done a lot of things. You have a great talent yourself. You've been abroad. What gets you into this type of initiative or launching something like this?
You know, I think as a performer, you want to connect with your audiences and understand your audiences. And so in so doing, I noticed that when I've gone places, I'll see and notice someone who's disabled, and they'll be sitting someplace back, and to me it's just like, wow, there's an opportunity, there's a need there. And then when I began looking to see if there were singers that were differently able, I didn't see them. And so given my corporate experience and my corporate training, which was new product development, I started seeing a need and wanting to satisfy that need. And so that really is, seeing the need and seeing the opportunity, that's what got me started. And so I've been at this for probably 3 years now, trying to identify singers who are disabled that have awesome voices. Now, this is not a kumbaya kind of a thing. This is a show group that can showcase their abilities in spite of their challenges.
Well, you know, we're so busy thinking about when we build facilities, getting them to comply with ADA. we're just concerned about getting people who are disabled to a place where they can enjoy things. What you're doing is you're looking for their talent.
Yes.
And you're allowing us to come now and see them.
Absolutely. See them, and then also, you mentioned those buildings. You know, ADA says get in, you can come in and you can go to the bathroom. But we can go beyond ADA. Example, accessibility to the stage. You know, things like that. We need to go a little bit further than just access to the building. And by having them perform, they can show people that, you know what, I can do more than just sit and enjoy. I can actually participate. And that's exciting.
We understand that because we're doing the same thing in South Fulton with our Miracle Field.
Yes.
We're allowing disabled kids now to come out and play on the field and not just enjoy their sisters and brothers and their friends because they don't have the ability to get out there. So I do understand that.
You know, with that in mind, we unknowingly to ourselves really create barriers for people that are disabled. And you're facilitating an opportunity for them to come out. They tend to be, we've discovered, they tend to be more sheltered, held in, whether it's because of their family or their own desires to not come into the spotlight. But you're creating an opportunity for them to come and enjoy, come out of the hiding, basically, and enjoy and have fun. And that's so awesome with the Miracle Field.
Well, before we go to break, let me just talk to you a little bit. Tell us about My Shining Moment at the Olympics.
You know, My Shining Moments was a song that I and a friend of mine, his name is Clarence Bell, they call him CD, wrote the song for the Olympics, and we dedicated it to the Wounded Warriors, and offered it for their Olympic Games in hopes of it being used in the future as to inspire those Wounded Warriors to just continue. You know, they fought for our country, and we are appreciative.
Yeah. Well, we're excited about what you're doing. This is an exciting project. But we're going to be right back, so don't go away. Welcome back to the South Fulton Good Things Show. For those of you who have just tuned in, we've been speaking with singer, songwriter, band leader, songstress, Myrna Clayton.
All right.
Myrna, thanks for you staying with us for this next half hour of the show. We've been talking about all the great things that you've been doing, and I want to get off this issue of the disabled, because that's what we're talking about today, and getting them to be a part of the of what we do,
Yes.
and not just providing areas in which they can view.
Right, absolutely.
Performances and everything, because I know that's what we do at Wolf Creek. I mean, the ADA comes and says you got to do 1,000 things, so we get people where they are. So we're excited about you giving the opportunity. How do people get involved with Able To?
Well, we have a website. It's www.able2.org, or they can contact us through email at able2nonprofit@aol.com. We are open to supporters, people who want to actively, I call them worker bees, that really want to volunteer and to help. We are certainly right now interested in reaching out to singers. We're having a hard time finding those who want to self-identify as singers who are disabled. We've had great support from organizations like Disability Link in terms of sending out the message to the community, but for whatever reason, they've not necessarily wanted to come out into the spotlight. And so we've had auditions. We've had some successes, don't get me wrong, we've had some, but we still are looking for those singers who have awesome voices. You have to audition. And as I indicated, it's not a kumbaya kind of a choir. And so, oh, isn't that nice? No, we're showcasing their ability so that you're not focused on their difference.
So it's not just the fact that you're disabled and we're trying to give you something to do.
Right, absolutely.
You have to really, really earn a spot to be on Able To.
Absolutely. Voices Embodied Ensemble is designed to be a show group, and we desire to perform around the country. Ultimately, we'd like to get to the 2016 Paralympics in Brazil. That's where we would love to go, but we're building to that point. And so, as you can see, we need awesome singers, awesome performers. And I know they're out there. I think many of them have been, like I said, discouraged in the barriers that we unwittingly knew that we were creating for them. But also, family members, are a little bit concerned, want to protect them, and also may not want to, be embarrassed by some of the things that other people may say, about these circumstances. But and that's just being real. That's talking very realistic about the situation. But we know that they have talent.
Yes.
We know it.
And in light of all that, what has been your participation now, and what do you anticipate in the future?
Participation, first of all, the response to the concept has been awesome from people. Participation, we've got, right now we have 3 members. We're looking to grow to 12 members. We're not looking for a huge, because again, we're an ensemble, small ensemble. We're very interested in the voices blending and having a show, being able to, as a matter of fact, can I describe the opening of the show?
Yes.
We're designing the show to where the entire theater is in black, and all you hear are voices. You hear voices, and then from those voices, then slowly there'll be a spotlight showcasing, their face or something that's similar to everybody else, and then we'll come out in full light. And then you'll see, not focusing on their difference, but you're able to focus and hear and appreciate their ability.
Would this be a revenue generating type thing for you when you do your shows? Or?
We look for it to be a way to sustain Able To's involvement, because Able To is involved in more than the disabled. Again, it's the underserved populations, and so we have other interests that will tap into other communities that are underserved. And so this is definitely designed to be a way of sustaining Able To.
Well, you came to me and talked to me about it. I got it. I get it. Has it been kind of hard for other people to grasp the concept?
Conceptually, yes. Taking action, no. And that's where I appreciate you and folks like you, organizations that get it, but go the next step to take action behind that. And I so appreciate that from you. And the mere fact that I'm here is demonstration that you get it, and that you want to not only just, talk the talk, but walk the talk, And so having people to understand the concept and then say, you know what, that's a good idea, because that's what they said to me. That's a good idea. But we had to put, as I said, the cart before the horse. We actually had to start forming the ensemble, because people really, again, while they got the idea, they didn't really understand, oh, you mean singers for real? And I'm like, well, that's what I said. But until they see them performing, of which they had their first performance this past Sunday at an event, it went over very well, very well. They got a standing ovation. We're looking to expand that and really showcase the talent.
You say the ensemble should be 12 and you have 3 now. What methods do you use to seek out talent? I mean, you advertise, or what do you do to just get this talent to come in and audition?
We use the traditional approach originally. That is, social media, traditional advertising, in the PSAs through radio, television. We then, after that was successful but not greatly successful, we actually started targeting disability organizations. One in particular, Disability Link, actually sent out announcements to their database. So to hundreds of people, I mean, they're very grassroots, hundreds of people. We've been working with VSA to get the word out to that population. We had, again, great turnout, but not what we needed. So now I am acting as a baseball scout. I am going scouting. I am going to the different events and activities, listening for that songbird. And you can help, your audience can help by being scouts for us. Because again, remember what I said, they don't want to self-identify. So they will need someone to say, first, you sound really good. You know what? I want to introduce you to somebody. And then what you do is take their information, and then you contact us at able2nonprofit@aol.com, and then I'll take it from there. Because again, you've heard them, songbird and singing the national anthem or whatever. They're just in the crowd singing. And if you can hear them and encourage them and then get their information, we'll have very quickly, because October, we're having an event. We're having our kickoff. And that's what we're really working toward, to get this ensemble so that we can be prepared. We've got partnering with Tri-Cities High School. Dawn Axum is going to be the choreographer, that's the word, for us. We've got folks that have grown up through the Atlanta Public Schools and went to high school with me. Sheila Bennings, who's a fashion designer, costumer. She's involved with us. We've got awesome people that are involved with us. Now it's just a matter of getting the singers, more singers, because the ones that we have, they're phenomenal. We just need more.
I was going to ask you about, is there an age limit, and are you looking to the high schools? I know Tri-City with Mr. Axum is great.
Yes.
They do a wonderful job over there. Is there an age limit, and if it's not, do you go to our local schools to find? The age is 16 and up.
Okay. We want them to have had their voices, changed. If they go through their voice changes, 16 and up. But beyond that, there is not a limit. We do want to make sure that young students are involved, as well as throughout the ages. We really went to the high schools and reached out to the chorus instructors. But interestingly, if you think about it, chorus instructors don't go recruiting students. Students sign up for chorus.
Right.
And so we had none of them to know anybody who sang at their school. Understandable, there's not a knock against them. But again, if we could have scouts in the school to say, you know what, I heard you, and to send that information to us, that would be awesome. But yes, we want students. We want young people. Absolutely.
So what is your ultimate goal, Myrna Clayton, for this concept?
The ultimate goal is to create change agents. Change agents. Those people who, first of all, see a change within themselves and want to take action to better themselves and better those around them. Ultimately, so that we can make this earth a better place.
Okay, we want to make sure we get that information out there.
Please.
So you can get some more recruits. Also, we have county facilities that
Yes.
that we want to make sure that we get involved and support you on this. And,
Thank you.
And enhance.
Thank you.
What you've already been doing. Do you have a problem in terms of finding facilities?
Yes and no. And so I'm excited about coming to South Fulton to do some things down there, because there are some great facilities down there. And so absolutely. Our challenge with facilities, because the majority of our population will likely be those that are differently able.
Sure. Yeah.
We have to go to facilities that allow for more than the required minimal seating for people with wheelchairs. We can't necessarily go to those places that have stationary seating, because there's limited seating for us, though we require more. And so, so from a place we're actually having to create. A group like this does not exist in the U.S. So we're treading on new territory. And so facilities that have seating but that can't be moved won't help us. We need to be able to go to places that we can create arranged seating for multiple abilities.
You keep doing this, we're going to have to change our whole construction code to make sure that I never thought about that, you're right, because those who are disabled and don't have that type of talent want to come and see others.
Correct. That's
who
absolutely
are.
right. I went to a facility, and because we had more than the minimal people in wheelchairs, I actually had a security guard tell me that, ma'am, if you get one more person in a wheelchair, it's going to be a fire code hazard.
Right.
And of course, I told him to get out of my face, but
Yeah.
I had to tell him to do that. I mean, my goodness, this is my audience, and you mean to tell me if I have one more? I understand he was doing his job. I understand that, but that's an issue.
Well, the county has to realize that possibly there's a growing need, and we got to get past the minimum requirements.
Well, can I share something with
Sure.
you? The disabled population is the largest minority group in the U.S., and they're growing. Anybody can join at any time.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. No prerequisites for membership, is it? Just
None.
something happened to you and you're there.
None.
Well, I tell you, well, Myrna, this has been great. I'm glad that you've decided this. The thing about it is that you could do what you want to do. You could sing and travel abroad, but you choose to come back and do something for the least of these, and that's admirable. But I knew you would do something like this.
Thank you.
We in South Fulton County want to make sure that you're one of our good things.
Thank you.
And the way we do that is to help you and promote you and to get the word out that people with disabilities are people too.
Absolutely.
And they have the same talents and they have the same needs as other people.
That's
So
exactly
keep going. We'll change our
Thank you.
building codes so that we can accommodate you. All right?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. That ends our show for today. For more information on the topic we discussed, please contact my office at 404-612-8230. You may also email me at william.edwards@fultoncountyga.gov. I also invite you to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which can be found on my website, southfultongoodthings.com. Thanks for watching, and be sure to catch us next month when we bring you more on the good things that are happening in South Fulton County.